So, man, just tell us what would you say is your turning point in life?
My turning point, there's this night back in 2014. It was January 1st, just 12 minutes past the midnight, the big night, the fireworks night. I was with a friend when I got an accident, a very terrible one. It was a moving car next to the French embassy. So it hit me, according to what they told me, because I really don't remember a thing. Yeah, I don't remember a thing of that night. I don't remember anything that happened in the next time, in the next weeks when I was off this earth. Yeah, so it kind of knocked me down. I think on my left, because I just have this as the only scar I have of the accident, and went head first on the other side of the road. So many people around, I'm told, thought I was dead, and they were calling on the ambulance or any police car to take me, but to take me as someone who has perished. Then a border guy comes, touches my feet, and tells my friend that the feet are still warm. I think he's still alive. So when they got me up, my friend says I got seizures, and then they rushed me, thankfully, to Mulago Hospital. And reaching on Mulago Hospital, the doctor says, put him next to the other guys who are like about to die, because it was visual that let's save the others. We don't want to waste time on him. And then at that point, my music friends had known about the accident, and most of them were having gigs around, and everyone who finished their gig, they came to Mulago. So one of them talked to the doctor and said, please, that guy is a musician, please help him, blah, blah, blah. I'm all told these stories. I really don't know what happened, because at that point I was off this earth. So my friend talks to the doctor, and then the doctor helps me out. A little bit attended to me, but only cleaning me, not really going into detail, because he was not like a specialist for such a case. Because I'm told, according even to the x-rays and everything, my skull, I had got an open head injury, yes, and had some particles, I think, of blood in my brain or what. I don't know even how someone survives that. But 2 weeks later, I woke up on 15th of January. I'm in hospital, and I'm asking, I want to go to work. And by work means I want to go play music. And they told me, but you're in hospital. I said, how did I get here? Because for me, all I could remember, I'm in my home the previous day, and then it's like I've just slept one night and I've woken up, so I have to go to work. And then they're telling me, I'm seeing doctors coming to me and everything, but then I wake up and then I sleep again, because they thought now I have woken up, but at least now I've started remembering that when I woke up, when I said that I want to go work, I didn't remember anything again. I remember the specialist telling me he will not ever hear in his left ear again. That I remember when they're telling to my parents. And then I blacked out again. Then I remember being in a car, going back to hospital, then blacked out again. And all this time they think they are with me. But I'm on, off. Yeah, so that was a very bad accident, because even the specialists, Dr. Mohums, are the one of the brains, the surgeons, and they say, we didn't heal him. It's really God, because for such an accident to survive, no one survives it. And some therapists, one from UK, one from USA, they told me all the same thing, that only like 2% of the people survive it, and 99.9% of the people are like musicians who survive. They have to be musicians, practicing. So, yeah, because I don't know my brain, I don't know how my brain really was sleeping and then was working at the same time, yet it confused doctors. Up to now, I really don't know. All I know is that I woke up, and the specialist is writing this later, that he will never hear again in the left ear, and he asked me, what do you do? I told him I'm a musician. Sometimes we perform maybe in bars, sometimes we do jazz music or what, orchestra. And he told me, you're not going to do music again because you have one ear, and it's the young ear, because there's a master ear and I call it the primary ear, and it's the ear that is gone is the master. So the other one is the primary. So if you expose it to music, you might be deaf. In my mind, I said I would rather be hearing for 5 years and then go deaf than telling me I'm living without music, because that I was not willing to do. And there's this guy Beethoven, I don't know if you know Ludwig van Beethoven, who composed Furious, that one, yeah. He also went deaf at one time, so most of his pieces he composed when he was deaf. So somehow that's why I love his music. Yeah, I'll play later one of the pieces of Beethoven, because I immediately connected with him back in the day. Yeah, so I lived that life I couldn't practice for more than 26 minutes. I could remember that. I couldn't remember anything, and I remember coming on the piano with my sister, and all I could play is a C minor chord. And then I could not continue. And I don't know how I know the C minor chord, but all I remember is that I used to play piano, and this is just 2 weeks away. And then you're gone, and then you're back, and you don't remember a thing. And I don't know how I know C minor, and I remember I knew how to play keys, but I could only play C minor. I could not continue with anything. So everyone told me to relax, but remember, from some kind of coma, people are telling you all these things. You've not been there. You really don't know. It took me time to realize, actually, I was affected by the accident. All I could know is, how is it that I don't remember how to play keys? So I wanted to do grade 8. That year, I remember I was preparing.
Grade 8 is the last grade.
Yeah, the last grade of ABRSM exams that we do at Kampala Music School, or even any school around the world, music school, if you are with ABRSM exams. So, and now here I cannot remember anything. And then I talked to my teacher, Mr. Paul Uja. I told him, can you please give me pieces? I don't even remember that the pieces I've been playing. And I realized later that actually he changed the pieces. He didn't give me the pieces I was playing. He changed the pieces, and everyone is telling me, apart from him, everyone is telling me, go back home, rest, do not practice, leave it, do not. Apart from him, he gave me the pieces, and okay, if you want to do, you can. I remember I could only practice for 26 minutes. So at that point, grade 8, 26 minutes is like taking the first sip of very hot tea, and then you think you're done, but it's a whole cup of tea. 26 minutes is too little, but my head could really spin and pain me if I could continue even in the 27th minute. Why I'm saying 26? Because I could look at the clock and never went beyond 26 minutes for at least the next 2-3 weeks. And then I went on getting better, and then by April I could practice 13 hours. 13 hours, I could only rest like 10 minutes to take a cup of water and then go back to the piano and practice from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Yeah, and that year I did my grade 8, and boom, I really passed my grade 8 very well. It was a surprise to so many people. And then afterwards, I was even offered a job to teach at Kampala Music School thereafter. So that was like my turning point, because at that point I realized the value of life and the value of music, because this therapist told me, if you weren't a musician, maybe you wouldn't, because your brain could not. But then this is when I realized, okay, this is good, and they're telling me to go off piano or to go off music in general, and I couldn't. And I had to choose either to be a musician for 5 years when I can't hear, or how to do music or to leave music forever. And I said I chose the 5 years. Actually, in my head I said, no, I'd rather do music 5 years and then go deaf. But thank God I'm okay now.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah.
Well, the only thing that I mean the only
so many things.
Organ affected.
So many things. My eye was affected, and most of the things, the senses, because the nerves died, especially on the left side. So my ear could not be teary, my left ear. So whenever there's a moment of sadness or something, because later when you lose people, sometimes you're so sad you cry, but this eye could stay so dry, no tears. And then I could not smell, and also for a few weeks I could not taste. Yeah, but the taste came back quickly, and the smell came back slowly, very slowly, but I could smell other things, and other things I'm not smelling. That wasn't so normal, but later it came.
So now you're better?
Yeah, now I'm better. Of course, there are some things that stayed within me, but they are okay because you can live with them. I cannot hear, so I'm living with one ear, and I still do music with one ear. And thank God I didn't leave music, because I still do music with one ear. So, yeah.
You're better than most of us that have two ears. Yeah. The other question is, most of us, I'm a pianist, but most of us play by ear.
Yeah.
And okay, we play, but we don't. We didn't do music as should I say as a study. Yeah, and we can play. Yes, we can play. But you guys read music. Is it really necessary for someone to read music?
Yes, it is necessary, but it's also necessary to play by ear. Yes, I started by playing by ear. Yes, so many people start by playing by ear. It's very, very necessary. It's actually a great thing, because it's not an easy thing to play by ear. And then when you learn how to read music, then you've broadened your way. You can play anywhere in this world. Anywhere they will give you music, and you can join in. You go to a band, you don't know, you're just stepping in, and if you ask the music and they give you their music, you can easily step in. So if you have ear and also music, then you've made your playing better. Reading music, people think it's really hard.
That's what I thought. And given that I don't want to go back to school, I hate those things of reading. I thought it's hard.
Reading music is something very simple, because when I get to that part of teaching my students how to read music, it's actually they learn it in one lesson. Not even the whole lesson, it's like half a lesson. You learn how to read music, but then the skill to play that music is what comes over time, because you have to read with your eyes, internalize with your brain, and let your fingers play. So that is that skill to read and let your fingers play is the skill that takes time. But to read music that, okay, this is a C, this is a D, or this is a Do, Re, Mi, it's one lesson or half a lesson, and you know it. And then it's about you to practice it so that you get the skill of playing it.
Wow, so for those of you that are like me, we play by ear, please, I think you should re-echo that it's better or best if you play by ear, and also add another thing of reading. Yes,
it's very important, because you're not going to you're a musician. You can play anywhere in the world. Now if you have a sheet of music and you use your ear again to listen to what they're playing, and then the music is there to guide you where they're going, it's easier. Yeah.
All right. So could you just tell us one of the challenges you found, especially number one when you're learning this instrument, but also as a general thing?
First of all, the distance where the instruments are and where you stay, because now when you look at that piano, it's a grand piano. All the pianos you see, not so many people have them. There are very, very few people who have them, and those people are the elites, the people. And then moving from one place to find a piano to practice and getting the time to practice, and you practice for free. It's really, really hard, because I remember in my journey I had to move. I don't know if you know where Kazo is located.
I do.
Yes, so I had to move from Kazo. Every day I had to start moving like around 6:30. And then I had to get to Kampala Music School. By then it was at YMCA. It was hiring some basement. So I had to move all the way from Kazo on foot, by the way, and then come to the school.
I like that passion.
And then, yeah, you practice, and then they come tell you, hey, we need this room for lessons. By then, teachers and the students, by then. So you need to, you go out.
And yet you have just come.
Yes, and then you've just come, and then you had to wait. We are talking about days when there's no money even to have lunch. That's why I respect my lunch when it gets to lunch. I really respect my time. So you get what I mean. So
yeah.
You practice all this, and then it's actually about passion. Yeah. So then before you know it, it pays off. Yeah.
Well, are there any other challenges apart from you moved
and acquiring the instrument?
Yes.
Also, so many people don't understand what musicians go through. So when they see you're a pianist, okay, come and teach me, I'll give you 5K. Like, really? But then a border guy from here to here will call you, he'll say, 6K, and that's okay. But then a pianist or a cellist or any musician, they call you for a gig or something, and these people still think music is that less expensive. No, actually music is really, really expensive.
It's really expensive.
Yeah, because I don't think there's one good musician who has taken only 3 years, like at university, studying their instrument. Because trust me, only 3 years is just like beginning. Yeah, because it takes at least 6 and above years, at least. Yes.
How much is a cello? Just approximately.
A cello is an expensive instrument because even at Kampala Music School, they don't have a new cello. They're just given by some people who donate their instruments after using them from abroad to the music school. Yeah, you see, they say old is gold. So really, an instrument that is older actually sounds better.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you teach?
Yeah, yes, I do teach.
What does it take for someone to learn a cello? How long?
Not only cello, but any instrument. It takes passion, seriousness, and time.
Passion,
seriousness, and time.
Yeah,
you may have the passion and you're not serious about what you're doing, but you should be serious about your practice and also have the passion, because the passion drives you, and give it time. Yes, if you do 5 minutes every day, your progress will be little. But if you give it more time than 5 minutes,
any instrument,
any instrument, yes, be it African, European, or what instrument, the more time you give it, the better.
Are you based anywhere?
Oh yes, I'm mostly at Kampala Music School as a teacher, and for now I play in bands. Mostly I play with the Blues Excuse. I don't know if you've heard of the Blues Excuse. Yeah, I'm the pianist of Blues Excuse, and also I'm recording my songs, which are soon going to be aired out. Just I think this year.
This year.
Because they're just mixing the last parts of it.
Okay. It is one song?
No, yes, like some group of songs, yeah.
Oh, wow. We are expectant.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
I've seen you play, man. I want to listen to that.
Yeah.
So if you need him, do you have a phone number?
Oh, yes. My phone number is 0771 40 4374, and also my email is justum12@yahoo or @gmail.com.
That's why they should find you to learn.
Yes, you can give me a call and then we can talk about everything.
Are expensive, given the fact you said you are moving, so you want to compensate for all those days you didn't eat? You did have lunch?
No, music is expensive, but also music is love. So if a musician who doesn't want another person to learn, they are not musicians. Because with music, you have to give. Yes. So I will tell you my price according to the situations. How can I get there? Because I'm not going to work to teach you. My teacher never worked for me to teach you. My teacher, they had to give him money for transport, for his time. Yes. So that's all I ask for my transport and for my little time I've given you.
You see, most of us, since most instrumentalists have really gone through fire when they are learning an instrument. For example, someone can tell them, man, you have to buy for me this and this, or maybe like you have said, you walk to an instrument and it's far and no one is giving you transport, or maybe someone is just blankly telling you you're not going to learn from my instrument, or if you're going to learn from it, they will give you less time. So most of us, we tend to put a price on all those things. So when you come to me, is that the case with you?
No. First thing first is, at the first stages of learning, I'm not going to be easy with you. Yes, I'm going to be a teacher. You have to give it time. You must have the passion, and also you have to practice to be serious with it. It's really weird if I'm making my time. I move to your place, maybe where you stay, or you come, and all you can do is, or you can tell me I was busy. Everyone is busy. So if you tell me we are busy, yet everyone is busy. Even the president is busy. When we at music school, we see all sorts of people, people of the higher ranks or what. They all come and they've all practiced, and those people are busy. So what were you busy doing? So of course I will not go into details telling me that you're busy, but now don't tell me that after I have moved. Don't tell me that after you have moved, wasting your time or wasting now my time then, and you're going to pay me, and then I'll tell you to stop paying me, and then I'll get you another teacher. But also, before we get to that part, I have to make sure that I talk you through, because some people don't know how much it takes to really be good. So I have to first talk you through, like for some months, do this, okay, how much time do you have a day? I can write you a schedule that maybe do 20 minutes or 30 minutes per day. You have that time. So that's how you get better.
Wow. Archangel, what is your say about discipline in regards to, say, a team playing together? Plus also general discipline, discipline of instrumentalists. Because, as I've told you, we tend to think we are up there, and number one, discipline-wise, like real discipline, yempisa. So what is your say about discipline?
Discipline is the first thing in most of the things, but in music, it's really number one. Let's take like a football team or a basketball team or a volleyball team. Just one player being indisciplined can cost the whole team. Imagine in soccer, if one is given a red card out, it can cost you a win, and it can cost you a trophy. So if you are in an orchestra or a band, and this one person is indisciplined, you don't, then that communication, musical communication then is dying, because when you play this chord and this person is already indisciplined, and they play a wrong chord, they make the whole band sound bad, and the whole band will not get the job again just because of one person.
Now that's indisciplined as regards to playing, as like as a band,
as even character-wise, because now if you are indisciplined, character-wise, you're not going to communicate well, musically or even, because it's about communication. Music is everything. Yeah, it's not just playing good, it's all sorts of things. Like I always tell my students, music is not playing the notes right, getting the notes right. Music is a bunch of so many things. Why? Because you have to make me believe what you're playing. I think in your if you've played or watched someone when they sing and play and the other person is crying and the other person, and you're looking at them playing and you don't know what's making you making you cry, what's making you so sad, and this pianist is only playing, or this cellist, but at that moment they are talking to you. They are not talking to, they're talking to your spirit, to your soul at that moment, and then you find yourself breaking down. So it's the way they execute those notes.
Wow, so discipline is really so crucial and key when it comes to to a band, even you personally, character.
Character.
Someone said when you're looking for someone to work with, number one, first look for character.
Yes.
Number two, look for competency.
Yeah.
Then number three, chemistry.
Exactly.
Like, do they have the character? Character was number one because you might get someone that is really nice, but their way of doing things is not right to the whole group, and it's causing disconnection and distraction and all those things.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Are there as we are closing and putting this to a close, are there any remarks or words of wisdom you would like to put across to the instrumentalists and maybe to the general population?
Yeah, to the instrumentalists, don't stop. Don't stop, and nothing can fail you. You see, not having an instrument doesn't deprive you of learning.
True.
And if you have a teacher, respect that you have one, because there's so many who actually want a teacher and they don't have one. Now, if you have an instrument, practice, and if you find someone who wants to really learn or practice, please give them a chance to practice from your instrument, because not all of us have the instrument, but one thing is passion, seriousness, and give it the time. I always say, even during practice, you have to do the sectional, daily, slow practice. Yeah, to any musician, when you do that, trust me, you'll be good to go.
Yes, I've learned a lot from Archangel. I've learned three things. Number one, you have to have passion. Number two, you have to give it time, and also what was the third one? To be serious. To be serious. Yeah. Yes, I'm taking that home. Yeah. So if you're watching this, please, we do not bring these people just to show off and to increase content, but we bring these people because we want to teach you something. So if you have learned something, it's better you just give me a thumbs up. But we are so much glad to have you on the show, and I think you're going to showcase.
Oh yeah, so you can play something.
The cello or the piano?
Both, but let me do the cello first and then you accompany me.
All right, so guys, thank you so much for watching. We believe in you. Those of you, I told you, if you really want us to come to your place or to come to interview you, the numbers are going to be below. Yeah, and if you need a teacher, we have so many people. For example, now we have Archangel. So if you want someone to teach you these things, yes, you just write down and tell us the person you want us to bring. I mean the person who you want to teach you. On the same note, if you want us to bring to you anyone in the musical industry, yes, it's the same thing. Call us and tell us, you know what, I want you to bring this person. We shall bring them to you. Okay? Yeah, just a simple reminder, click on the subscription note if you haven't, like and share. Yes, we love you. Mu Luganda bagamba tubagala nnyo we hurt you. Mutuli wano kumutima wano kumutima. Thank you so much. Continue watching the show and share the show with everyone because we want to reach as many people as possible.
Behind the music.